Much peace to you guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you are new here, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, that is appreciated. And if you wish to order my book Vibrational Alignment, feel free to access the link in the description below. And if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level, feel free to contact me at my email address in the description below. Today I want to speak about the fact that the path to freedom doesn't always feel good. And really you have to remember yourself that that is actually an okay thing. So I've been through hell myself. I've been through really rough moments, and I'm realizing that it's actually a gift. Okay, so your pain doesn't happen against you. Okay, your pain doesn't happen against you. It's a gift for you to really raise your consciousness and really grow in the game of life. Okay, so pain is not the enemy. What is the enemy is resistance. Okay, you don't have to be in resistance, but more likely you have to really find little ways to step into vibrational alignment. Okay, and really this is source. Okay, so don't get me wrong, what I'm saying is your natural state is actually a positive feeling, but sometimes you get disconnected. Okay, sometimes you get in a lower vibration. Sometimes you get into states of consciousness that are not serving you. And your job is to really get to make the best out of the worst and really get to return to your natural state of consciousness. So freedom is your natural state of consciousness. And really you have to learn to that purity. You have to learn to return to that purity. You have to learn to return into your own body, into your own consciousness. Okay, so the path of freedom doesn't always feel good, and it's something that you need to actually follow. Okay, the more that you learn to embrace even your shadows and your imperfections, is the more that you actually have the power to set yourself free. Okay, so realize that it's all a process, and you don't have to rush the process. You have to actually be easier on yourself. You have to learn to really make the best out of the worst. Okay, so it's not always about feeling good. It's more likely about learning to transform your energy. Okay, and you do this with meditation. You do this by letting go of what is no longer serving you. You do this by learning to accept even your shadows and your imperfections. So the path to freedom isn't easy, but it's something that what the human being must focus on. Okay, so your goal is freedom, but it's not easy. Again, it's not easy, but you have to learn to really get to be yourself in the process. You have to seek authenticity. Okay, you have to learn to say no sometimes, and it's not always easy to say no when you want to say no, but it may be necessary. Now, your source, your spirit, your higher nature is all about the flow state. Okay, so remember that you need to actually learn to flow with life. Okay, and it's not easy. It's not easy to be in vibrational alignment all the time, but you have to find little ways to focus on what makes your heart smile. You need to find little ways to really embrace and love yourself unconditionally, and you do this by letting go of what is no longer serving you. You do this by accepting yourself unconditionally, so let me just set this a bit more like this. Okay, so it's all about a process where you actually learn about life. I'm seeing in my own journey that I had to respect my intuition. I had to really love myself in the process. And it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy to love yourself when life seems to be falling apart around you. It's not easy to love yourself when you have addictions, maybe. It's not easy to love yourself when you are being betrayed in a relationship, maybe, But it's all about going within. It's all about shifting your consciousness from within. It's all about forgiveness. It's all about really letting go of what is no longer serving you and stepping into your higher nature, So the path to freedom is a process that must be embraced, and you need to have patience because things have their own rhythm. Okay, things have their own way of coming into your own life, and really the divine timing always operates at its perfect position. Okay, so everything is happening in divine timing. Trust your divine timing. Trust the fact that you're actually where you need to be. Trust the fact that life wouldn't give you these challenges if they were not meant for you. Okay, so realize that you are where you need to be, and realize that you have the opportunity to make the best out of the worst. But the secret is going within. The secret is looking at your belief systems and your thought patterns and really getting to shift them into something more positive. It's all about shifting your mind. The more that you shift your mind is the more that you have the power to let go of what is no longer serving you. So go within or you go without. Question your thoughts, question your experiences, and really get to look deeper into the inner universe. Okay, so within yourself you have a universe. Okay, you have consciousness. You have everything that you need in order to become your best version. But sometimes you need self-expression. Sometimes you need to work on yourself. Sometimes you need to take responsibility, and sometimes you need to let go of what is no longer serving you. Okay, so that is how to step into the path of freedom. Open your heart to the present moment. Open your heart to who you really are, and you will actually see magic happen into your own life. Okay, so realize that you are where you need to be, and realize that the path to freedom will actually come to you when you need it. Okay, so realize that it's all a process, and you don't have to rush the process. What you have to do is love yourself. What you have to do is go within yourself and embrace yourself fully. And I'm seeing that some rough moments need to happen in order for us to actually learn. Okay, I had to learn to respect my own intuition. I had to learn to play my own game. I had to learn to be in alignment with who I really was. So I got to really be my most authentic self and express myself into the world. And it's all about freedom. It's all about seeking the freedom. And really being free is your birthright, but sometimes you create maybe karmic experiences. Sometimes maybe you create a lower vibration. Sometimes you create something negative for you to really get to learn your lesson. Okay, so realize that the positive and the negative are two sides of the same coin, because the universe makes no mistakes. Okay, and really a negative experience can show you a positive lesson. Okay, a negative experience can show you a positive lesson, and it's all about learning to follow your own intuition in those moments, learning to really be connected to your own spirit and your own higher consciousness. Okay, so realize that the negative and the positive are lessons. The negative and the positive are two sides of the same coin. And I've seen my own journey that I had moments where I felt really bad and really negative, but they were actually lessons for me to raise my consciousness to the next level. Okay, for me to become more connected to my spirit and my higher nature. Okay, so realize that you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. Okay, so the path to freedom doesn't always feel good, but it's a process that must be embraced in order for you to become your best version. Okay, so it doesn't always have to feel good. And really, when you are feeling a negative feeling, it's like you have the power to strengthen your brain cells. Okay, you have the power to really raise your consciousness, and you have the power to become stronger in the process, you know. So when you embrace even the hard, it's like you make look things effortless, because you have now become stronger. You have now become who you're meant to be. Okay. So yes, the path to freedom doesn't always feel good, but it's a process that is necessary for the human being to evolve. Okay. And we as humans, we're really powerful, and sometimes we choose negative experiences in order to learn things about ourselves. Okay? So realize that it's all about the process of learning who you really are. It's all about the process of really getting to extract the gift of each experience and getting to really raise your vibration to the next level. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and namaste to you all. And if you're into my YouTube channel, first so subscribe, leave a comment. And this was this message about the fact that the path of freedom doesn't always feel good, but it is something necessary for your own evolution. Thanks so much for watching, and like always, see you on what is coming up next. Much peace and see ya.